All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Teach with Quipper in the New Normal. This is our webinar series on education. We first started with education in the new normal. And then, of course, we did tech voc in the new normal. Now we're going to delve into Quipper, a tool that is used for e-learning. They were one of the first in the Philippines that came to provide e-learning platforms to the Philippine education sector. So today we will have 6 speakers. Of course, we have with us Mr. Yuki Naotori, the Global Director of Quipper Limited. And then we also will have Sister Roseanne Malilin of St. Paul University. We also have Mrs. Gloria Lontok, the Vice President of the National Alliance of Private Schools in the Philippines. We also have Dr. Catherine Bangta of the Private Schools Association of Batangas and also the President of Alitagtag College. We also have Ms. Valerie Hufano Insigne. She's the Senior High School Principal of St. Dominic College of Asia, and Dr. Marlene Biton, the Dean of the College of Department of Lyceum of the Philippines. So with that, we'd like to welcome, of course, our first speaker, Yuki Naotori of Quipper Limited. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Yuki.
Mr. Nato.
Yeah, so right now you're in the center of the stage. These people whom we have invited are users of Quipper already. So what we want to know is really hear it from the horse's mouth, as they say. So Yuki, please tell us more about Quipper.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nato. Thanks for having us here. And yeah, I'd like to also share my gratitude to all the ladies who joined this webinar today. So I think many audience are still not familiar with who we are, what Quipper is. So I'd like to briefly go over who we are. So Quipper is the e-learning solution and targeted for kinder to K to 12. So we are servicing to the basic educations in the Philippines since 2014. And our company mission is to bring the best education to all corners of the world. So this is what we have been aiming on a daily basis. So a quick fact about Quipper. So we are from Japan. We're a Japanese education technology company. We were founded back in 2010 and started operating in the Philippines 6 years ago in 2014. Mm-hmm. And since then, worldwide, we have offices in Manila, Tokyo, and Jakarta, and Mexico City. And altogether, we have registered over 4 million students and 300 educators, teachers worldwide. And basically, what we offer is consists of three components. First one is the LMS, Learning Management System, which teachers can upload their study materials. Of course, teachers can get the real-time data, real-time student data. And also, we also provide the parents portal, so the parents can also monitor their kids' performance. And this LMS, it's a cloud-based, so it requires internet connections, but it works on any device which comes with a web browser and which works on anywhere that has the internet connections. Also, what's more important is the content. So we provide both LMS and content altogether. So we provide ready-made content for K-12, including those advanced, for the grade 12, we also provide the advanced subjects such as STEM. And we also provide a TLE and other MAPE type of subjects as well. And in which we provide downloadable study guides, which is provided in the PDF format, and it's not protected, so students and teachers can download and print it out or copy however they like, how they like. And we also provide preset questions. All the topics will come with questions. And we also support teachers. We very much think that teachers' involvement is very, very important, even with this e-learning. So we provide teachers resource, including lesson guides, which is usable and which is modifiable because we provide it in a PowerPoint format. And for senior high, this is only senior high school for only, but we also provide lesson videos as well. And last but not least, but we value this very much, support. So we also provide support to the admins and teachers for them to transition to the digital learning, e-learning. And we conduct several trainings, teacher training, students orientation. Also, we do the parent sessions, and teacher training is not just once. We provide them from time to time on a regular basis. And we also assign dedicated support officers for the regular visit. With this situation, we have to visit them online, but on a usual basis, we visit them offline to the schools to have a face-to-face meeting and feedback sessions with teachers and admins. So yeah, basically our core is consists of LMS and content and support, but most of all, content is actually the core that we provide to the schools. So LMS is, like I said, it's available on the web browser, but it also comes with Android applications. So students, we require the internet connections, but they can download our study guides or assignments when they have connections, and they can bring it back to their home, and they don't have to be connected to the internet because we have offline features for these Android applications. So yeah, it was quite brief, but this is a quick introduction to Quipper. Mr. Nato?
Yeah, thank you very much, Yuki. So we'll go right on to our next guest, of course, our speaker, coming from St. Paul College. All right, so we'd like to welcome to the stage Sister Roseanne Malilin, of the president of St. Paul University. Welcome, sister. All right. Oh, I think she's still coming in. All right. So, okay. Can we have Miss Gloria Lontok on board? The vice president. Hi. Sorry. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me? All right.
Okay. Ma'am is muted.
Yeah. All right. So you can hear me now, ma'am. So let's have Miss Gloria Lontok, Mrs. Gloria Lontok, the vice president of the National Association of Private Schools. So, and of course, if Sister Roseanne can come in as well. So would we just like to ask both of you, ma'am, how have you been using Quipper and how long have you been using it?
Okay, sir. In our case, the Joy and Learning School, which is located in Los Baños, Laguna, sir, we started using this. This is now our second year, and by this year we're going to our third year of use of Quipper. So it has really, I would like to say at this point in time that Quipper has really been very, very effective as far as our school is concerned. Because even during the suspension of classes, we did not have to stop learning, students, because they can bring home the lesson in their respective homes. And also, what I would like to say is the last, when the ECQ was declared throughout Luzon, some schools were not able to finish their lessons for the year, whereas what we did was lessons were continued and we were able to even give them the final exams through paper. I think I'll add more later on, sir, if some questions.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Can we have a sister back on board? I think her camera is off. So anyway, all right. All right. So we can have Dr. Catherine Banta
Yes, sir.
on board. So all right, we'd like to know a little more about how Quipper has been used in your context, in your case. Of course, Dr. Manta is the president of the Private Schools Association of Batangas and also the president of Alitagtag College. Ma'am, can you tell
Yes,
us more
sir.
about the Quipper?
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, Alitagtag College started using Quipper since last school year. Initially, we started with select sections in our junior high school level, and then it has become the main mode of delivery of lessons for these students. Because Quipper in itself is already a complete package, because for the students, they already have lessons and activities which they can access offline and online. And then on the other hand, for the teachers, it provides them with activities, quizzes, videos, and automatic checking, recording, and analysis of the exams. Therefore, the teachers will be able to monitor and teach more than just preparing their lessons because everything is already there and they have the option to add to the platform whatever content that is not there that they want to add, then they can always have that option to add.
Okay, so it's good to hear that. No? So you were able to use it during the lockdown somehow?
Yes, sir, actually, because we were already almost towards the end. But remember, Alitagta College is in Batangas, and we had the Taal volcano eruption
Yes,
last
of course. Who
January.
will forget, of
So,
course.
yes, so we were able to use it during the time that the students cannot go to school,
Mhm.
physically cannot go to school.
Okay. It's a good thing that during the disaster it was used. No? So okay, we'll try to bring in again Sister Roseanne Marilyn from St. Paul University. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Doctora. Ayan. All right, sister. How are you? Okay. Can you hear me, ma'am? Can you hear me, sister? Okay. All right. Sister, am I clear? Can you hear my voice? All right. So, all right. Sister, I will just ask, for example, in your own case, how were you able to use Quipper in the case of the University of St. Paul University? Okay. So, all right. So, um, sister, we will get back to you immediately after our other speakers. So,
Okay.
yes. Hi, can you hear me, sister? Hello. All right.
Joy.
Yeah. We'll Yeah, she can't. Sister can't seem to hear us, so we'll go
Hello.
to
Can you hear me,
hello.
Nato?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you, sister. Yeah. No. All right. We can hear you, sister.
Okay, now.
Yes, yes. Please. Okay. So, we just like to know like how you were able to use Quipper in the university in your context, in your own context in St. Paul University. Okay. Siguro we'll come back. We'll come back for you, sister. So we will go next to our other guest, Miss Valerie Hufano Insigne. All right. Sister will be back later. So we'd like to welcome Miss Valerie Hufano Insigne. She is the senior high school principal of St. Dominic College of Asia.
Good
So
afternoon.
yeah, I'd like to like what was your user case in particular for Quipper in your own context in your own school?
Actually, for us, we're about to use this coming academic year. However, um, during this ECQ, Quipper provided us actually support. They provided us online training and even allowing our teachers and students to use their platform for free. So we had this free trial for Quipper this time because we're just about to finish our academic year tomorrow, May 15.
So tomorrow it's going to be that's the end of your academic year.
Yes.
All right,
So
I
half of our
understand.
semester was actually done online.
Online. How many students do you have currently? Or how many students
Roughly
were
more
enrolled?
than 700 students for
Oh
senior high
my,
school
so
of
that's
St.
a lot.
Dominic College of Asia. Yes.
All right. Oh wow. Okay. So we'll do this first, and then we just like to have some live comments. Okay, we can see that people are watching from Cagayan Valley. Some people are watching from Antipolo City. Hello, Cynthia de Tablan from Palina East Elementary School in Ordaneta, Pangasinan. So, and then people are watching also from SDO in the Batangas province, San Vicente Elementary School in Batangas province, some from Santa Maria, Bulacan, and also some from as far as Nasugbu, Batangas. A lot of people from Batangas are watching. I think these are members of the association. Also from Rodriguez Rizal and Bacoor, Cavite. So, okay, thank you very much, Miss Valerie. So we will go next to our other guest. Then lastly, we can check on sister if her audio is already okay. Let's call on Dr. Marlene Biton. She's the Dean of the Junior College Department of the Lyceum, um, uh, College Department Lyceum of Davao. So hello, good afternoon, ma'am. So you have been
Good
also a
afternoon.
user of Quipper, and how
Yes,
was
sir.
it used in your university?
Actually, we are a very new school. We just started July 2020, or I mean July 2019. And but before we started, we already subscribed to Quipper. And so before our classes started, we already have teacher trainings for Quipper. And right away, when our class started last July 2019, all students were also oriented, as well as the parents, with Quipper. And
Okay,
when the formal classes started, we already take it off with Quipper, and from the time allotted for each subject, there is really some 1 hour per week, 1 to 3 hours per week allotted for Quipper. So we have utilized Quipper at the maximum. And of course, I would like to share this with you that in our bracket of more than 300 junior college students, that's senior high school, we named it junior college. We are about 350, more than 350. And for that bracket in Mindanao, we are already the first in Quipper utilization. And of course, in the whole Philippines, we already ranked number 4. So we're serious about using Quipper because Quipper really did a lot of goodness to our students.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Biton. It's really interesting. Asa man ang imong school located sa Davao?
Actually, our school is located near the airport.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's very accessible and
I see.
it's very new. It's a new environment. And I hope that
Oh,
everyone will be able to visit our school because you will see wonders in the school.
all
Lyceum
right.
of the Philippines,
Yeah,
Davao. The first lyceum outside Luzon.
outside Luzon. That's very interesting. I think really the growth area is really in Mindanao, and once everything is the peace and order situation is finally over, we can really Mindanao will really be the land of promise. So
You're
thank you
most
very much,
welcome.
Dr. Biton. So hopefully we can have a sister now. So we'd like to call in Sister Roseanne Malilin of St. Paul. Sister, you can just answer the question, and then we will just listen to what you will be saying. Thank you. Can you hear me, sister?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
All right. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Nato, can you
Yes,
hear me?
sister. Yes, yes, perfectly. So the question is, how was Quipper used in your university? How was it utilized in your university at St. Paul University, sister? Sister, I think your mic has to. You can turn on the microphone so we can hear you. Yeah, I think your microphone is off.
It's on.
So yeah,
Okay.
all right, it's on now. Okay, thank you.
Uh, we, yes, we started education assisted learning 5 years ago using Apple iPads for all our junior high school students. But we started with ebooks. Ebooks loaded into their devices saan yung mic? Wala. By company. And then
I think your microphone is off. So yeah, all right, it's on now. Okay, thank you.
and okay na? It's late. We had to stop with this kind of arrangement because there were problems with connectivity. The devices were the loaded ebooks were too much for the internet, and we went into e-learning. And that was 2 years ago when we heard about Quipper for the first time, and we engaged Quipper. And this from that time on, we are very happy with the services we get because Quipper was able to address all the problems of the teachers as well as the parents. They installed the learning management system for the school. There is the content according to the mandated curriculum. We are very happy with the content development that they offered because it is very much aligned to the mandated curriculum and that they were crafted by local Filipino authors. So the materials are very, very relevant. Plus the constant support of the company. support in terms of hardware and software technology, trainings for the faculty, and their presence even in the during our parent meetings and orientations so that they could address some of the parents' questions. So far, we are using Quipper now for junior high school and senior high school, all of about 2,500 enrolled in both levels. This year, we also started in higher education, where our own faculty develop our modules for the different courses that they have. We have completed all general education modules accompanied with a student guide, which are ebooks now for the students, which we are asking Quipper to upload for independent learning and as an accompanying textbook for the students to be fully utilized or for online distant education this coming school year. So for the coming school year, we hope that we go fully online distance education where students do not have to come to school, and that we will be using the rotation model because in the Quipper, we have that feature of the content where there is room for students on offline to download their lessons so they can go into self-directed learning. From there, they can move to using the rotation model, they can move to the collaborative stage where they can now group chat. They are divided into groups of at least 8 to 10, depending on the class size. And from the collaborative learning, they have to be able to come up with their learning outcomes or outputs or projects, which then will be submitted to the teacher. The teacher now takes over, critiques their project, synthesizes the lesson, deepens the lesson for them. That's the teacher assisted station for the rotation model. And from there, with the use of rubrics, the teacher now assesses their group project or output. And then they go into assessment in terms of individual tests. One good feature of Quipper lesson contents are there are already assessment assessment tests, such that the student can take the test, submit them to the teacher, and the scores are immediately reported to the teacher. The first score is what is reported because the students are encouraged to repeat the test until they perfect it. On the part of the teacher is given an item analysis of the test analysis, such that the teacher will be able to identify which were the questions that have not been fully answered, what concepts have not been fully grasped, so that she could go back to that with the students later. So that completes the cycle, and then the teacher can move in again to another lesson. You see, in this kind of lesson development, the student can go into self-directed, independent learning, go to collaborative learning with the group, then go to teacher-assisted learning after for the deepening and synthesis of the lesson and the critiquing of the group output, and then into individual assessments or tests. We are very happy that Quipper has provided all these features in their content material in the LMS. So for this reason, I am all the more encouraged to further engage, especially in the light of the crisis that we are undergoing now. I just find that this is the most feasible continuity plan, they call, for facing the next school year. I'll say that so far for the moment.
Yes, thank
Thank
you,
you, Nato.
sister. Finally, we got through. We really wanted to hear from you. Also, I'd like to ask, sister, how because we've spoken a lot about Quipper as a product, but in terms of the learner, how is their experience or the user experience in terms of the learners from you're using this from what grade level to because it's K to 12, right? So are you using it for the entire
Uh,
spectrum?
we have been using it from junior high school grade 7 to college now. For the coming school year, since Quipper has now added grade 4 to 6, we are looking into that to also add that. But definitely for grade 1 to 3, it will have to be home-based assisted learning. And we will have, that will take another feature, and that will take a more time to prepare for grades from kinder up to grade 3. But grade 4, starting next school year, we will adopt Quipper up to higher education.
Thank you very much. So, pati higher education will be included already. It's
Kasi
very
we have
interesting.
developed our own materials kasi. We have our own modules. You see na to, we have in the Polinian system, we are going OBE. We're going
Yes, yes,
outcomes-based education. So we have
right,
very definite learning outcomes according to our specific Polinian vision mission. And so
right.
that is all inputted into the lesson. So we are not,
Mm.
while Quipper gives us the content according to the mandated curriculum, there is a feature of Quipper where the teacher can add in the I create portion of the lesson, where the
I
teacher
create.
now, yes, I create. And the teacher now can add the Polinian features of our own education system. And that is why we are very happy about this. One very unique feature also that we appreciate very much with Quipper is since we adopted Quipper, we were able to address all the parents' concerns in terms of their capacity to monitor their students. They can monitor what their students are doing. They can monitor the assessments of the students. They can,
Hmm.
and if there are any from the part of the teacher, if there are any corrections they have to make or comments on the lessons, it is promptly addressed by Quipper. Their support system is very, very strong in that sense. There is a staff here who stays with us 1 week every month. And so
1 week.
she's able, yeah, 1 week because we are in Surigao, and she stays with us 1 week every month. And so she goes around, listens to all the comments of the teachers, commends them for what they do, etc. So we get all the help and all the support that we need. And for that is a very special feature that we get and help from Quipper.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Roseanne. I hope to meet you in person. I'm also a
Please
product
come,
of yes, I'm
come to
also a
Surigao.
product of two Catholic schools. In high school, I was in Claret, so same with Jelix,
Oh,
and also in the University of Santo Tomas in college. So
we were. But myself, I was in Santo Tomas.
yes, so you're a
Yes, Nato,
Tomasian
you're
as
most
well.
welcome to Surigao.
All right. So thank you, sister. Now we will have everyone to come in, maybe all our guests, so anybody can answer the questions. But before that, I'd like to as one of our viewers, MC Pornia. I've been using Quipper in my ICT classes in public school for my grade 10, and for my grade 10 class, and learners enjoy Quipper a lot. I also shared and mentored other teachers to use Quipper in our school. Thanks a lot, Quipper. Very helpful. Aligned with the competencies in Dep Ed. So, all right. With that, I'd like to ask everybody. So, for example, is it affordable? Is it affordable for example for public schools? My son is joining us in the webinar. All right. So I just like to ask, like, is it expensive? Can public schools afford it? Because for a fact that we have 27.2 million learners, and it's no joke to have this. It's no joke to have so many people. We're responsible for so many stakeholders. So anybody can answer, like, in terms of affordability and utility, the features. I asked sister earlier about it being student centric, because right now we talk about the product, but at the end of the day, it's the learner, who is the learner, and the parent who are our key stakeholders in any learning tool. So maybe we can have Dr. Marlene Biton first. What do you think, ma'am?
I think Quipper is affordable, especially for the private schools. But of course, I know of some public schools that are already using Quipper because they found Quipper to be handy and very informative for students. And actually, if they use Quipper, if the teachers use Quipper as well as the students, the time they spend in the classrooms are reduced, and they are given the chance also to do digital learning, which is what is most exciting and interesting for students right now. So some teachers find it just affordable for students, but of course we cannot force students to really subscribe to Creeper if they cannot afford it. However, some schools are trying their best to really go with the 21st century learning where digital learning is really necessary. And of course, we know already that even in public schools, as uh, already written in the curriculum of K to 12, that ICT is really necessary. The students really have to learn about digital learning and be in alignment with the new learning technologies as with other schools around the world.
Thank you, ma'am. So we have some questions from the public. So let me just ask, anybody can answer. So we have here, what kind of plans do you have to adapt to the new normal and distance learning? How are you going to use Quipper in that situation, and what kind of challenges are you anticipating? That's one question. The next question is, you've chosen Quipper as your main partner uh, and resource. May I know the reason why you have chosen them, and any further expectation or any advice for the improvement uh, for them? So anybody can answer.
Sir, can I go ahead?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
First, were there questions about the challenges? What am I right?
Yeah.
Were there
About
questions?
what are your plans in terms of the new normal, distance learning?
Okay.
Kumaga, ma'am, how do
Okay.
we adjust to the new ways of doing things? Considering
Okay,
that
I got it.
there's so many, yes, there's so many stakeholders
So for the new
relying on
normal,
us.
yeah, for the new normal, actually, because we are already Quipper users, our students are already using Quipper at the most. So for the new normal, we just would like that Quipper features will be upgraded. And because our students already are adept in learning Quipper and distance learning, actually, we don't have so much problems. But of course, our plans are to make Quipper interesting, exciting, and engaging for them. So aside from the content given by Quipper, because we are provided with the content and the lesson plans, aside from what is given, the teachers are trying to innovate. They are trying to upload their own uh, YouTube teachings, YouTube channel, and as a support to Quipper. because whether we accept or not, we cannot find everything there. But of course, the teachers will do something in order to make the platform very very engaging. So in this case, in the new situation, we're not afraid to use Quipper. We are as excited as before in using Quipper because we know that our students are really interested and motivated and inspired to use Quipper, even offline, because Quipper is an offline feature. So there is actually a little problem in using Quipper. They can use Quipper using their laptops, with their gadgets, other gadgets, and even with their mobile phones. And of course, we are also anticipating certain problems if all the students will be using Quipper at the same time. The main problem in the Philippines is really connectivity. Am I right? So even
Yes.
in the cities, connectivity is a great problem for us. That's the main challenge. And of course, uh, some students who are living in far-flung areas, some of our scholars are living in far-flung areas. We have to support them. Quipper has also to upgrade their support for Q-Create and their support for the gadgets of the students in order that we will be able to sustain the usage or utilization of Quipper in the new normal.
Okay, Sir Nator.
Yes.
Yes,
Dr. Abanta. Yeah.
if I may answer the first question. At the moment, at Alitagtag College, we're trying different approaches, and by next week, since we are already in GCQ, then we will be brainstorming with our faculty on how can we cater best to the different needs of our learners. Also, we are on the process of modification of our classrooms in preparation for the face-to-face delivery of instructions whenever that will be allowed. And then, because for us, it's very important that we take note of the health and safety of our stakeholders, not only our students, but of course our employees and even our parents. And then we were asked during this time, Quipper will still be involved. They will play a big part because, as I have mentioned already, they already have an offline function. So books will be readily available already to the students in their gadgets. Not everyone, just like what Dr. Biton said, not everyone has connection to the internet, but at the same time, the schools can provide the students with an access to their subjects, to their assignments without having problems of connecting to the internet. Now, the problem that I think most of us, not only private but even the public schools, will be facing this coming school year will be one, the willingness of the parents to allow their children to go back to school. Not because they don't want to, but because
Safety.
parents are, of course, afraid of COVID-19, who is not, diba? So, second, because of the pandemic, we understand that there will be financial problem for a lot of families. And then third, we also have to prepare our teachers and parents for the blended learning approach because even if we were using Quipper last year, students still go to school, but this time the parents should work hand in hand with the the school so that we can provide maximum effectivity of our education. And then lastly, because of our millennials, or I mean the students of this generation, it's a challenge for teachers now and even administrators to make sure that we maintain the enthusiasm of the students to study independently because now independent studying is the new normal.
Thank you, Doctora. Okay.
So,
Can we have Mrs. Gloria Lontok?
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Actually, what we did, because the last 2 years, while we have online teaching or online learning, this was conducted in a classroom setting. So this is a really very, very big, transition that doing or the learning will be taken place in the respective homes of our students. Thus, the question here is, how are we going to make this really interesting, and how will I make that the teachers are the ones there, not the teachers from paper? So we came up with ideas, and this is now in progress. That some of my teachers started because paper, can include the in activities conducted or done by the teachers. So they added some. What they did was the discussion. That thing that they were doing in the past is now being supported by the videos that they are going to incorporate. Because after each lesson is presented, the teachers are still in their classroom and they conducted the discussion so that there is interaction between the teacher and the students. Now, with this, that is going to be done in the respective homes, we try to find out how will we still have the interaction between the teachers and the teacher and the students. And so they have a little video, they presented this, and what we're doing is now in the polishing stage of how we can really incorporate this. So I think because there are so many, the Quipper is not going to really be what I call this, because it's already distance learning at the same time, but we are just going to modify this a little. And I think our what we call this regional director mentioned that the approach now is modified in school approach. And this is what we are going to base from there. We are preparing some lessons that are going to be off school also incorporated with what we have as the paper, as the main source of instruction. Because paper itself is already complete in content and up to the assessment and the item analysis, we don't have problem regarding this. So just a little bit, a little innovation here, I think will really make it also a success. Except that what we are looking, the challenge that we have is how are we going to make our parents attend the orientation and realize that they are not just, they are really the main partner now of how to make, learning what is successful. They really have to do a big part. And one problem that we see is most parents, let's say if the quarantine is lifted and they go back to work, where will the students be? Who will be left with their own children at home? So this is one of the things that we're also trying to consider. But lessons are also provided the students. For those who do not have internet connections, we plan to really come up with a schedule wherein a family member can come over to our school, and since they don't have internet, they can download the lesson for the week. So they don't need to worry about not having internet connection.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Lontok. One thing about this pandemic, this crisis, it's really going back to basics.
Yes.
Before, when there was classroom learning, parents tended to be, not so involved or not so engaged with their children. But because of the necessity of being together as one household, I think it now highlights that, hey parents, you have to go back and do what you're supposed to do, which is really to teach your children. I mean, educators like yourselves are second parents, but you're not the primary parent. And then at the end of the day, we really need parents to teach children, or guardians to teach children learning, whether it is through Quipper, whether it is through whatever means, no, during this pandemic. So what we'll do now is we'll ask Valerie and sister for their opinion on the questions, and then
Yeah.
we will bring in Yuki again. So let's have Valerie
Okay.
first, and then Sister Roseanne. Yes. What do you think?
Okay. So for the plan in our school, we plan to adapt a combination of different modes of delivery depending on the needs of our students. We will be offering home-based learning and full or fully online and blended learning. So a combination of all the modes of delivery for our students. Hello, can you still hear me? Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
Better now. You can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay,
All
so
right.
there are learning guides. Since we are new to Quipper, so we appreciate the learning guides that they prepared for the students to work independently and or with teachers facilitating them. The videos for senior high school, study guides, activities, and quizzes will be utilized. Perfectly, the study guides are downloadable and we can send those to our students as modules for those students who do not have stable internet connection at home. So one good thing is they are DepEd curriculum aligned. So topics, activities are also provided for our students to be able to complete their homework. It will exhaust more time, effort, and creativity from all the teachers to be able to at least be at par with the traditional classroom methods. Plus, of course, the issues of internet connection, which I'm experiencing also right now. The importance of course, parents' role and participation in their child's education. The adjustment of our students from studying in a traditional classroom setting to the comfort of their homes.
Yeah. I think the connection is. Yeah. All right. Valerie, go ahead.
Okay, so
Sorry.
why we've chosen Quipper? So first, it is very much aligned with the prescribed curriculum. Second, it has a rich database of content that were carefully designed and crafted by its content creators, particularly for senior high school, where most of the other platforms lacks. Third, aside from the content that they are offering, the teachers are also providing support and training since they
Yeah.
are downloadable. So
Okay.
Quipper is also our partner in training our teachers to be more effective teachers and facilitators of the 21st century learner. So for my advice, one is to make the activities more interactive in nature. Since most of the teachers nowadays will have to work hard to migrate to online learning, that requires a lot of interactive content creation. And I hope that they can already provide the content for all applied and special education.
Yeah, Valerie. Okay. So our connection is getting slow. So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Hopefully we can
I
get
hope
back
you heard
one more
some.
round.
Yes, yes.
Yes. All right. Then we'll go to Sister Roseanne for the final word before we go to Yuki again.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, yes, Quipper is a choice because we have gone through several providers already in the past. And that is why the experience of the last 2 years with Quipper was very positive. And that is why we feel very comfortable now uh, and kind of confident facing the new school year because first and foremost our students are and parents and teachers are very adept already, I must say, with the use of Quipper. The students are very engaged, they enjoy, plus the teachers are always encouraged to enrich the lessons there. They are not content with what has been already put in Quipper. Quipper fully accomplishes or realizes the mandated curriculum, aligned everything, but we further enrich that. The teachers are always putting in new material. That is why I am saying that feature of I create is a very, very good feature of Quipper. That keeps the students and the teachers always fully engaged. They always have something to add. Even the students add to the lessons that they have. So that is why I must say that for the moment, Quipper as a choice makes us fully confident to face the new school year, even on a fully online basis. As I described a while ago, they don't have to come to class. Of course, there will be the problem of connectivity, particularly for our students coming from the islands, Siargao. And but you know, when they come for regular school, they come around and look for boarding houses. Now I'm opening a big dormitory which can accommodate those who would like, but on one condition: once they come in, they're locked down inside the campus, and there's a big campus where they can roam around, because I don't want to see students coming in and out of the campus. For as long as this pandemic is there, we should keep health first. And that is why for those who would like to come and they are entertaining the idea of coming to Surigao City, they can come and stay in the dorm. They have all the Wi-Fi connections here. We have increased our bandwidth, and then they don't even have to spend for transportation. We're trying to accommodate all those. From our survey, we have already seen several who would need to accommodate their need for connectivity. And that has always been a problem. So hopefully the next school year will be will not be very difficult to face for us. Thank you, Nato. Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much. We'll go to Yuki now for his reaction on those things. Yes, can we have Yuki to join us? I can be at the backstage. All right. Yes, Yuki, go ahead. What do you
Hi.
think?
Well, I am actually overwhelmed with all those positive comments from our partners, and I am truly thankful to all the hard works of our partners and teachers who somehow managed with their creativity. They were able to bring these solutions to their the students, with all those issues with the connectivities, especially in the provinces such as Surigao. The sister was really, really understanding with this challenge, and I am really, really grateful for her collaboration with us. So connectivity is always and has been always a problem since we started this service back in 2014. And although the situation is getting better every year, I'm seeing the bandwidth is expanding, but still it's not all the students unfortunately cannot really access the internet. So yeah, we definitely need some creative solutions to cater those needs of students without good connections. One way is that, as I mentioned at the beginning, that we have this Android application which supports offline feature. So maybe students can go some hotspots, maybe to school if they're allowed, and they can go to school and connect to the internet Wi-Fi, and they can download their materials, and they can go back to their home and use it without any mobile connections. Or as I think it was Ma'am Valerie, or I think it was Ma'am Valerie mentioned, or Dr. Marilyn. I'm sorry, I forgot who mentioned that. yeah, schools can download our materials and print it out and hand it out in paper if the students are not really equipped with gadgets or laptops, so that they can take those printed out to home and do the works as well. So we can, I mean, it's a different ways of saying blended learning, but we can blend those digital and analog, uh, depending on the situations and depending on the mode of delivery. So that's how I see we can accommodate all types of students. Mr. Nato?
Okay, so would like to we'd like to just a minute. That our internet is really getting getting bad, so I had to go inside. Anyway, so with that, we have a lot of questions still. All right, so we'll try to try and answer some of them, but mostly people are asking if like how is sharing possible, and then can Quipper does Quipper have offline features, and yeah, how much is the subscription? And then, of course, a lot of people are still watching us from all over the Philippines. Yeah, what, Yuki? I suppose that's your. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think I tackled the offline feature, with the previous question. And so, sorry, what was the question again? The pricing and the other one?
Sharing and offline features.
Yeah. So offline feature, yes, we do have the offline feature. Sharing, yeah. We provide the license and account per student, because the teacher needs to give assignments, and teacher does the scoring and grading per account per student. So sharing is not allowed, basically. So yeah, we need each student to have their own account so that they can join respective classes and they can get the right scores, right right grades from the schools, and so that teachers can identify who is accessing this class. And in terms of pricing, yeah, it's a tough question. And the pricing is actually affordable and it's competitive. And we provide different packages to different schools, and depending on their situations and depending on their sizes and how which grade level they apply. So yeah, if you're really interested, we can have a talk. So please contact us on our Facebook or our website. Please do. But yeah, I can share it's very affordable pricing.
Yeah.
And Angelic
Also,
was
yeah.
asking,
All right.
how do we do training of teachers? Yes, so yeah, before this pandemic, we have been conducting trainings before or right after the school starts. So we used to gather teachers in batch. If there are so many teachers, we do it in batches, and we provide them from the very basic how to create account and how to use the very basics of our platform, how to use our create feature, as sister mentioned, or how to manage the virtual class that we have online, and how to communicate with students online. And we also provide trainings on how to actually conduct the distance, the online lessons, because for most of the teachers, these online tools are very new, and online teaching is very new idea. So we actually start from that to prepare teachers before they can actually start using this platform. So it's not just about the product, but we also go deeper to equip teachers with new knowledge, how they can blend digital and analog, or how they can split the uh, the traditional and this new ways of teaching. And we do
Oh,
that not just once a year, but we do it on more regular level. So on a semester level, we come back during the fall break, and we do give them a refresher training and so on.
all right. Someone was asking from the audience, like, does it have features for like special learners, for special education?
For the SPED, um, well, we don't really have specific features for the special educations. We leave it to the schools how they can make use it for those special education needs.
Yeah. Okay, that's very interesting. So, um, first of all, we'd like to thank everybody for participating. I think over the last few days, internet was really challenging. At home, we had, I think, twice the internet was going down. So I think too many Zoom meetings and too many webinars. Hopefully, it improves so we can reach out to our learners. So before we end this uh, Teach with Quipper in the New Normal, can we ask everyone to say a few words and then maybe greet your own communities before we go? We'll start again with Sister Roseanne.
Yeah, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank, first and foremost, those who participated in this session, and to my own sisters who are listening. And I would like to invite everyone and to share the good news of Quipper. And we are willing to share our experiences, and even if only through Zoom or through webinars, we are willing to share our experience of the last 2 years of Quipper. Thank you very much for being part of this panel. Thank you, Yuki. Thank you, Nato,
Thank you.
and
Thank you
all the
very
others.
much, Sister. Then let's have Mrs.
Nato,
Gloria Lonto.
standing invitation, Nato.
Yeah, I will go to Surigao, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Yeah, Mrs. Lonto. Yeah,
For
okay.
now, that I think among the speakers, I'm the only one with a grade school that is having the paper here. So it's a little bit different from what you were discussing, different in college, of course, or the senior high school. So before I what do you call this, I would like to share this statement which I read from the U.S. Secretary of Education, Arnie Duncan. He said that technology alone isn't going to improve student achievement. The best combination is great teachers working with technology to engage students in the pursuit of the learning they need. So with this, while we have good content in Quipper, still I think the best thing is really to train our teachers. And you see, we have. I would like to share this because, as Yuki has mentioned, we have the support, and that is one of the best features that I can see with Creeper. Our support here is really every week. Our coordinator comes and looks at the problem, and I see how the students have really the weekly assessment of the learners has risen, as well as for the teachers achievement for the week. He had one-on-one orientation with the teachers. So, and I think really before we can really make this very effective is really to make sure that the teachers are sold to this what do you call this, to this approach. And that is what we are really doing this summer before classes begin. Again, thank you very much. And thank you, Yuki, for inviting on Creeper. Thank you all very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mrs.
ma'am.
Lonto. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Go to Doctora Catherine Banta.
Okay, first of all, I would like, since Yuki is here, I would like to tell Yuki that Alitagtag College truly appreciates Quipper Because one thing that I would like to share is that when they tell you that there will be an improvement in their system, they actually make sure that everyone is on board so that everyone understands the modification. That's one. Also, when they tell you that it will have a development within this time frame, they really come up with it with no delays. And Yuki, the very thing that I appreciated most is during the Taal volcano eruption, they didn't just call. Actually, Sir Tomo and Jonathan, who is in charge with us, they actually went to Alitagtag not only to ask us what we needed, but they went there to check out the school if there's anything that they can help us with. They checked on our students, our teachers, and even our town. And just like what Sister Ma'am Gloria Lontok said a while ago, your support system is the strongest feature of Quipper, second to your content. Because I think it's very important that after we have that agreement already, you really you really come up with all the good things that will improve our school, will improve the delivery of our education. So with that, I'm truly happy and satisfied with Quipper. And I thank everyone who's watching, those from Alitagtag College, the officers and members of our Private Schools Association of Batangas, and of course, NAPSFIL. Thank you, everyone,
Thank
Sir
you.
Nadia. Thank you, Sir
Thank
Yuki.
you very
Thank you,
much,
ma'am. Thank
Dr.
you very much.
Blanca. We'll try to bring in Miss Valerie, uh, Insigne. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We got it. We got
Now I'm
through.
good.
All right. Okay. Yes. Okay, Miss Valerie. Well, can we have a brief last words from you for this seminar? Valerie, we'll get back. Okay, we'll have Miss Miss Doctora Biton first.
Okay, thank you.
Doctora, go ahead.
So before we end, I would really like to thank Quipper for inviting me, and of course, all of us at LPU Davao really thank Quipper for the good things they have done to us. I would like to extend my gratitude to the Quipper staff who are always coming every week and checking on us, assisting us, and supporting our teachers, whatever concerns and problems they have. And of course, our faculty and students, our faculty who are really innovative and very creative. Whatever uh, missing contents there are or additional contents that they need, they ask Quipper for support, the Quipper staff, and of course the Quipper staff help them upload it. And of course, with Quipper, because there is no face-to-face feature, we're also using other platforms, but of course the main platform is really Quipper. We like to thank Quipper for the good that it has done actually in this situation, because we have prepared our students for this situation, for the new normal, and it is really very handy for us to handle and manage students during these times. And we know that Quipper will have additional features aside from offline learning. They will be having more features that we can appreciate. And of course, I would like also to thank our administrators, the Lyceum of the Philippines administrators. We know that Quipper will stay with us because according to our faculty and students, Quipper is fun and learning with Quipper is really engaging. So for that, I would like to really promote Quipper to everyone. As Sister said, Quipper is a choice. So let us choose Quipper in order to help us in the way that our students will learn. We know that without it, we will not be able to really reach out to our students during these times. And of course, we know that as a blended learning platform, a flexible learning system, Quipper is here to stay and it will grow bigger through the years. So thank you, Sir Naotori and Sir
Thank you,
Nato.
ma'am.
Thank
Liz,
you.
thank you
Thank you.
very much and
All right.
see you
Thank
in
you.
person later.
Yes,
So
yes,
thank you.
soon. All right. So Miss Valerie is having a really bad connection, but she's really appreciative of the webinar and for having been able to share their experiences as being one of the newer users, no, newest or the one of the latest users of Quipper. So with that, Yuki, your last few words, then we'll close the show, and we'd like to thank you also for having this teach with Quipper in the new normal. Yes, Yuki, go ahead.
Yes, yeah, thanks, Mr. Nato, for having us in this Bounce Back PH
Mhm.
webinar series. I am really thankful for your for giving us this opportunity. And I'd like to also thank our partners, sister and mom. Please accept my gratitude that I am really grateful that to have you joining this webinar and to share your experience with us over the past few years. And I hope for Dr. Catherine, I hope you will have a great experience with us again back in, I mean, I hope the Tag will be safe from the volcano and also
Yes,
typhoon
I hope so.
that's coming soon.
Yeah, no
But
more
yeah,
eruption.
I am hoping that I am hoping that we can reach out to as many teachers, schools, and students and parents as possible under this new normal and under this social distancing, which will be, I think, will be required for a long time. But as the secretary mentioned, the learning has to continue. So yeah, I hope that we can be any help to any educators and learners in this country, the Philippines. Thank you.
All right, Yuki, thank you so much. So, on behalf of the Practical Learning Company, Bounce Back Philippines, we'd like to thank Yuki Naotori, the Global Director of Quipper, of course, Sister Roseanne Malilin of the St. Paul University, Mrs. Gloria Lontok, the Vice President of the National Alliance of Private Schools of the Philippines, and the School Directress of Joy in Learning. Of course, Dr. Catherine Banta, the president of the Private Schools Association of Batangas, and also the president of Alitagtag College. Ms. Valerie Hufano Insigne, senior high school principal of St. Dominic College of Asia, and Dr. Marlene Biton, the dean of the Junior College Department Lyceum of the Philippines, of Davao. Oh, finally, we have Miss Valerie. Miss Valerie, I think this is your opportunity. Yes, please, your last words before we end the webinar. Hindi talaga. Or it's really hard, no? So internet's really bad. Anyways, so with that, on behalf of Bounce Back PH, thank you for all our guests. I think we have thousands of viewers also. It was an honor and privilege to be with you, our dear educators. Please partner with us continually to educate more people, to teach people about Quipper, and not just Quipper, but also like really to reach out to our stakeholders. There's so many learners out there, and if we are to really bounce back in a much better way, we need everybody on board. We need Quipper, we need the educators, we need the schools, we need the parents primarily also, and the learners themselves. So with that, we end this webinar, we'd like to thank our viewers as well from all over the Philippines and abroad. And keep learning and bounce back better than ever. Thank you very much, and good afternoon to everyone. God bless you all. Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.